Hello everyone, this is Susie, and today I'm going to be sharing with you a recipe for Tomatillo Salsa, and these are the ingredients that we're going to be using. Some tomatillos, scallions, cilantro, garlic, lemon or lime juice, and some chile de árbol. You can use, sometimes I've used the chile de árbol, or I use the hot sauce that I made the recipe the other day. There's also a video on that. It's the DIY hot sauce that's called picante or chile bruto, and some salt, and that's it. So, and this is the recipe that I will be using for my black bean vegan tacos with roasted veggies. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to peel the tomatillos, and you just peel them like this. And then once they're all peeled, then you're just going to wash them really well because they're a little bit sticky in the skin. So you just want to wash them just with water, and then I'll show you what's next. So once your tomatillos are peeled and washed, I like to cut them in half, just like this, so that they will roast a little bit quicker. Okay, so I'll show you how that's done. Okay, so this is my comal, and you can use probably like any pan or like a skillet that you have. And this is where I do my chiles and stuff, my salsas. And I'm going to put a little bit of aluminum foil. And the comal is where you warm up your tortillas. If you're Mexican, that's what you usually use. And now we're going to put in our tomatillos. Okay, so I placed my tomatillos on the comal with the aluminum foil. And then I also put the chile de árbol here so that you can roast these. And you just turn these around, obviously with like some tongs, so that your hand doesn't get burnt or spicy. And then we're going to let these cook for several minutes, okay? And I'll show you what they look like in a bit. For the chile de árbol, you can use as much or as little as you like. I'm just doing 2 for this recipe. You see how they're starting to get black? These are roasting really, really quick, so these don't take any time at all. And you can just like press them down a little bit, so that way they get all roasted completely. And I'm also, because I'm going to show you how to do it both ways, with the chile de árbol, or with the hot sauce, if you have that, and that way you don't have to do this. You can just skip the roasting of the chiles and you just do the tomatillos by themselves. Okay? And these don't have to be too dark. I think these are ready to be put aside. Okay, so this is what they're supposed to look like. So now I'm just going to chop my scallion, and I'm going to place it in my glass dish. So just in little circles like that, not too thick. So now that we sliced our scallion, we're going to add some lemon juice, okay? And I'm going to add about, let's say, 1 tablespoon. And you want just enough to like soak all your scallion. You don't want too much of it. Let me show you differently. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Okay, you don't want too much lemon juice, but you do want enough so there's to cover the scallion. And you can add more if you want later, but that's as much as I'm going to put on right now. Okay, you're just going to let that sit while the tomatillos are roasting. And this is about 10 minutes in for the first side of roasting the tomatillos. And now in a little bit we're going to flip them over, okay? Okay, so now I'm going to flip over my tomatillo pieces. And you're just going to do that until all of them are flipped over. So I chopped my cilantro. This is about 1/3 of a cup, and again, that's to your liking. If you want more, you can chop more, or you can wait until the end. And then once you make the salsa, then if you want to add more scallions or more cilantro, then you can do that. Okay, and I just put that aside for after I blend the tomatillos. Then we'll add the cilantro at the end. What I like to do also is that once I flip them over, the tomatillos, then I like to cover it up so that way it creates like a little bit of steam. So you just very carefully cover up your tomatillos and just leave them like that, and you let them go for maybe like another 10 minutes. So we'll check in about 10 minutes. Okay, so it's been 10 minutes and this is what they look like now. They're super soft and juicy, and now they're ready to be placed in the blender with the rest of the ingredients. So I very carefully placed my roasted tomatillos in the blender, and now I'm going to add some freshly chopped garlic. I have 2 cloves of garlic in there. You can add more or less according to your taste, or no garlic if you don't like it. And then now I'm going to add my also dry roasted chile de árbol. And if you don't have the hot sauce that I make, that's where you add the chiles. If you have the hot sauce and you don't want to roast the chiles, then right now what you do is you grab just a little bit of your hot sauce and you just add it in there like that, okay? And that's going to be your chile. Because since this always, has garlic, it doesn't matter to me because I love garlic, so it's no big deal. And then you add a little bit of salt according to your taste. I have like a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And now we're going to blend this. And this can be as blended as you want. If you want it like just a little chunky, then you blend it less time. If you like it really smooth, then you just blend it to your taste, to the consistency that you like. Okay, so this is what it looks like, okay? I added more chile and more salt and more garlic because I love it really spicy and very garlicky. So, but you don't have to add that much. And the more chile you add to it, the spicier and the redder it's going to get. So if you don't add too much chile, it's going to be more green. But if you add more chile to it, it's going to start turning into a reddish color. Okay, so, and you would probably want to let it cool just a little bit. I usually let it cool when it's still in the comal. I just leave it there covered for a few minutes and then I blend it, so that way when you add it to the scallions and the cilantro, it's not super hot and it wilts the cilantro and the scallions. So you probably just want to leave it for maybe 5 minutes or so, and then we'll add it to the scallions. Okay, so now I've let the salsa cool a little bit, and now I'm just going to pour it into the chopped scallions. And then at this point is where we add our cilantro. And you're just going to mix that in really well. And originally this recipe came from my sister-in-law, and she took it from her sister-in-law, so it's been passed down. And originally she makes this, instead of lemon juice, she uses lime juice. The only thing that she does differently, if you do use lime juice instead of lemon juice, that before you add the tomatillos to the scallions that have the lime juice, she does like strain the lime juice out, because if it stays with a lot of lime juice in there, it might get a little bit bitter after like a couple days or so, because lime juice is very, it can get bitter after like a day or so. So that's why I like doing it with lemon juice instead, because that way I don't have to worry about that. So I just add the lemon juice, and it doesn't matter how much you add because it's not going to make your sauce bitter. And at this point you can see that looks like, I'll show you a close-up, but you can grab some chips and just taste it and see if it's to your liking. It's fabulous. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. So this is what the salsa looks like, okay? It is so good. This you can have with just like chips and salsa, or with any, tacos that you make or anything like that, or if you're going to like a gathering and stuff, if you take the salsa, it's a really a big crowd pleaser. People love this salsa, so I hope you guys try it. And next is going to be how to assemble our tacos. So we're going to be using this salsa for our tacos, for our black bean tacos. Okay, thank you for watching, everybody. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.